Hi everyone and welcome to my morning report analysis videos on Friday 26th of January with me, Richard Perry, market analyst at Hantec Markets. We've had a lot of volatility on Forex markets overnight. Yesterday we had the ECB meeting. That didn't do anything to curb the consistent run higher that we've seen in the euro, but also the weakness of the dollar. But also we've seen overnight a strong rebound on the dollar that subsequently has actually been petered out. But that rebound came on comments from Donald Trump. He sort of looked to contradict the comments previously from Steve Mnuchin, his Treasury Secretary. Donald Trump was saying that he thought the dollar would strengthen through his presidency, and subsequently we saw a sharp dollar rally, but that dollar rally has sort of petered out. But I think it's sort of playing out volatility more than anything else on these markets, and you can see how wrong thing there. You can see how strong the move is again today on these markets. Subsequently, we're seeing the sterling rebounding another 100 pips. I mean, it went from 43.50 area back down to 40.80. So it had a swing of sort of around about 250 pips on the session. And now it's rebounded again, so really strong rally that we're seeing once more on sterling, and it's interesting that we've got the euro back higher as well, and it's being played out across these forex majors, this dollar weakness. But I think it's just going to be a case of the market continuing to sort of fly around volatility. Donald Trump sort of undoing those comments from Steve Mnuchin is a key factor potentially, I think, and the markets are still yet to settle from that. Obviously the move this morning has been lower, but we are seeing some really strong moves as a result. Now, forex markets are one thing, but also equity markets had been reacting positively today after a significant weakness that we've seen in recent days on European markets. But the Wall Street indices still remain pretty strong, don't they? There's no real suggestion yet of those markets sort of running out of steam. The S&P 500 just broadly basically flat on the day. But that has been translated through to gains on or rebound across equity markets. Certainly the French CAC, which is my chart of the day, is interestingly up quite strongly today. So yeah, lots going on, and we've also got to look at US GDP today. GDP is the big data point of the day. In this afternoon, you've got advanced GDP for Q4 2017, 1:30 this afternoon. 3% is expected there, down from 3.2%, which was the final reading of Q3 GDP. We've also had this morning the first reading of UK GDP, and that came in as a slight beat at 0.5%. That was up from 0.4% last quarter and 0.4%, which had been expected. So positive data for the UK, and that's helped to drive sterling higher today. We've also got comments of Bank of England's Mark Carney to consider, but also Kuruda of the Bank of Japan this afternoon. So again, lots going on today, lots of volatility still playing out. Now, my chart of the day is the French CAC. Now, what we have got on the CAC is the fact that we've got the market which is sort of looked to be topping out yesterday, but it sort of rallied into the close and then sort of held on to that support of what would have been a neckline breakdown. So holding that move into the close, and then we've had the rebound today. So we're sort of hanging on to this positive outlook still on the CAC, despite 3 days of corrective moves. And the strong move today would suggest that the bulls are still in this market, really. And the RSI has sort of turned quite sharply back higher. You've got the MACD lines which have come together. Could that turn into a bull kiss? It'll be interesting to see, because these Wall Street indices are not really sort of seemingly going to be falling anytime soon, according to the technicals anyway. And the reaction that we've had on the European markets today, certainly with a bit of support coming through for the CAC, is interesting, because the CAC has sort of averted what looked to be a corrective move there. You can see that in more detail here on the hourly chart, whereby we had this sort of looked like it was topping out, but it rallied into close yesterday, held on to that, and you sort of held on to the positive configuration on the RSI. However, if you see the RSI failing under 60 and the MACD line's failing back under neutral, then that could sort of suggest that we're still a little bit under pressure, but it's been an interesting turnaround, and these markets are increasingly choppy. I think near term the DAX still looks corrective, but the CAC has held up pretty well, and if it can break out above that resistance, which it certainly looks like it's been doing today, around sort of 55.30 area, if it can sort of hold that break and then move above 55 sort of 40, which was at the 24th of January high, then you can certainly say that the bulls are back in town, aren't they? And that would be sort of pushing towards closing highs again. So yeah, that would be a strong reaction, and it's a proper rebound that we've got today on the CAC, and can it continue and continue higher through this near-term resistance, and then retest that 55.67 key high. So with that in mind, I wish you good luck in your trading today, and I'll speak to you later.